from what the product looks like, what technologies you use. That's your schoolboy footy, right? That's when they should be moulding all the different levels of rugby at that level. Then you've got your manufacturing, right? That's your club rugby. When they say, what do you invest in club rugby? You invest in your infrastructure and your manufacturing. You should be investing in your S&C, your skills coach. I don't agree giving the clubs money. I think that they should be given all the tools. They should be given all the different, not just your elite development, every single club.
Yeah.
And just put an S&C guy in there. The cost of putting 3 guys into an area is much cheaper than giving everyone, 200,000-300,000. Then you've got your retail, and your retail goes your flagship doors, which is your test matches. Then you've got your, regional doors, which is Super Rugby, and you invest in your flagship. I just think they need to understand where to put their money and how to put it, because they've expanded. But what have they done to chase that investment rather than giving bailouts?
Nothing.
A bailout is the wrong word. A bailout shows, oh shit, we've done the wrong thing here. We've got to help them, rather than saying they spent $4.8 million on the Force last year. Where could that money been better spent?
Well, it shows that it's set them up for failure to begin with, rather than providing the right structures and pathways and avenues to come through. It set them up for failure.
Look, lack of foresight. If you think how strong the game was at the end of the 2003 World Cup, going into that 2004 season of Super Rugby, Australian rugby's never been stronger. Now look where we're standing just over a decade later, and it's amazing to think that it's the same organisation and the same clubs involved. Terrible foresight, terrible planning, and the people in charge really need to have a good hard look at themselves, because in any other industry, they'd be out of a job.
Well, there's you look back at those late 90s, early noughties years, there was leadership and talent on the field as well as off the field, so it's both those combinations. In terms of off the field at the moment, you look at Bill Pulver and the ARU. Bob Dwyer's come out and said he should be sacked. Bill Pulver said, well, if anyone out there can do a better job than me, I'll put my hand up and sack myself. Has Bob Dwyer got it right? Should he be given the arse?
I tried to send an email to the ARU today, but their inboxes were full. I got bounce back saying they've never had so much traffic. So I'm sure he is right.
It wasn't fan mail.
I think you look at it and you go, he's a successful man, Bill Pulver. Cameron Klein led a bank, right? So they're both successful people. They've got brains. However, the biggest thing I can't handle is their lack of communication, their lack of transparency. This is a game that needs all the help it can get, and they are failing miserably in letting their stakeholders, their fans, and everyone know. Shep played for the Wallabies. How much intel have you got from being in the Force to playing for Australia to being in the media to having kids? Were you consulted?
Well, that personal touch is exactly what I'm talking about as well. You see these statements come out from the ARU. They're ghost written by the legal team. They never commit to anything. They're so vague and grey in everything that they say, because no one's willing to ever put any pressure on themselves and stand up for what they've said. Bill needs to go. The fact that he's even making that comment means he's got to go. He should have walked years ago, or been fired years ago, and that's nothing against him personally. But if you look at the state of the game and where it's gone in the last 5 years, he really hasn't done a good job, and he should be removed.
The interesting thing is,
first class tickets to the Olympics, so he couldn't cancel them.
Yeah.
That's why he had to get through that.
Well, that's been and gone now. I mean, the thing is, he and Cameron Klein have both said they realised that the expansion was a mistake within the Rebels' first season, right?
Well, fine.
So what took them that long? It's that their inception was 2011. It's 2017, boys. How does it take you 5 years when you've realised you've made a mistake to correct it? And they'll say, oh, it's because of Sanzar, it's because of this, it's because of that. Well, you know what? A lot of Pulver's minions in there are all saying, oh, Bill Pulver, he's really repaired the international relations with all these other figures. It's like, mate, of course they love him, because he gives them everything they want. I mean, John O'Neill may have been a less popular figure, but at least he dug in and was prepared to be unpopular and make some unpopular choices. Now, here we're sitting there, you talk about the communication, Pete. They've decided, somewhere, since they've made the decision that someone's going to roll, we found out about it through murmurings, and then all of a sudden, we're sitting there waiting weeks after weeks just to hear whether it's confirmed that a team's going, and then a team is going, but they don't even give us a remote idea of who it is. Mate, the Brumbies, our most successful club, have been running around playing for the past month thinking that the axe may be dropped on them, and now Pulver's only just come out and said this week, oh, by the way, guys, you're sweet, it's not you. So now we're sitting there going, is it the Rebels or the Force? Everyone knows it's the Force, except the ARU who won't come out and say it. I mean, the communication's a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah. So, all right. Obviously, yeah, the whole area there's been, the expansion, retraction thing's been handled very poorly. Guys, just, you know what? Let's take a quick break because I think we're getting pretty fired up here. So let's take a quick break and we'll come back and let's talk less about the problems and more about the solutions.